Good morning. It is Saturday, December 10th. Good to see you again today. Today's reading will be Hebrews chapters 1 through 3. Now, Hebrews, as the name would imply, is written to the Jews, with the Jews in mind, and the key word to this book is better. It talks about the superiority of Christ over the Old Testament sacrifices, the superiority of Christ over the law, over Moses, over the angels. And as long as we understand that, we understand the book a lot better. Because there's verses in Scripture that people tend to use out of context, thinking they teach that we can lose our salvation. But part of the teaching there is the superiority of Christ means there is no more sacrifice. In other words, well, if you could lose it, you couldn't get it back. But you can't lose your salvation, but Hebrews backs that up. Some people debate the authorship of Hebrews. I've seen Barnabas, I've seen Apollos, I've seen different names being used. Throughout that time, there's only one person that can be eliminated, and Paul is not the writer of Hebrews. 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 17 says this: "The salutation of Paul with mine own hand, which is the token in every epistle, so I write." Every Pauline epistle has Paul's salutation in it. Hebrews does not. Although we don't know who the writer is, the timing on this one is a little bit easier to nail down. A book written to Hebrew Christians, Jewish Christians, that doesn't mention the destruction of the temple would make this before 70 AD. This person would have also been in close proximity or a friend of Timothy, because Hebrews 13:23 mentions him, says our brother Timothy. Alright, so chapter 1, the supremacy of Jesus Christ, the Son of God, over everything. Jesus is better. And of course, Jesus Christ being the founder of our salvation, and so then with that founder of the salvation in chapter 2, we also find a warning not to neglect that salvation at the beginning of the chapter. Chapter 3 talks about Jesus being greater than Moses, and then a rest for God's people. And so that rest there, it's, there's been different rests. There's the Sabbath, there's the millennium, which will be a rest for the earth, 1,000 years. But there's also our rest where we no longer, well, we never did, but we don't work for salvation. We don't trust for salvation. We trust the better sacrifice of Jesus Christ, his death, burial, and resurrection, to take us to heaven. And so our rest is to be freed from works, which never saved in the first place. All right. Hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.